Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Meghan Markle's next move spells trouble for Prince Harry. Prince Harry had grown used to turbulence. In the 5 years since he and Meghan Markle stepped down as senior royals, storms had come and gone so frequently they felt almost seasonal, some brought on by the media, others sparked by family rifts, and a few stirred up by their own bold choices. But nothing prepared him for the new ripple forming on the horizon, a ripple Meghan insisted was the opportunity of a lifetime. And for Harry, opportunities, especially Meghan-shaped ones, usually meant trouble and transformation in equal measure. A new strategy in Montecito. The Sussexes' Montecito mansion was unusually busy that morning. Assistants hurried through hallways, calls buzzed on speakerphones, deliveries were signed for at the gate. Harry, mug of tea in hand, stood in his office doorway, watching the flurry like it was a scene from a film he hadn't agreed to star in. Meghan was in the center of it all, stylish, decisive, and radiating a kind of focused excitement that told Harry she had already committed to something big. "Harry, love, we need to talk before the directors call in," Meghan said, motioning for him to join her in the sunlit sitting room. He froze. "Directors," he echoed. She shot him a smile that was both disarming and elaborate. "Yes. They want to discuss the pitch I sent last week." Harry blinked. "Pitch? For what?" Meghan inhaled deeply, the way she always did before dropping a bombshell. "For my new series. A behind-the-scenes docudrama. My story, my journey, in my own words, on my own terms." Harry's shoulders tensed. The last time Meghan shared her journey, half the world cheered, and the other half sharpened their knives. "You're doing another series?" Harry asked carefully. "This one is different," she said quickly. "It's personal, inspiring, empowering. And I have creative control. Full creative control. Netflix is calling it a flagship project." Harry exhaled sharply. "Meg, anything that tells your story is going to drag my family into it. Again." Hollywood is waiting. The industry had been buzzing for weeks. Rumors swirled around studio backlots and executive lounges. Meghan was plotting a major comeback, one that would reshape her image in Hollywood and beyond. A rebrand. A resurrection. A revenge arc, depending on who one asked. Streaming platforms, seeing gold, lined up for meetings. Agents whispered about a potential bidding war. PR strategists predicted a Gwyneth Paltrow-style lifestyle empire or an Oprah 2.0 trajectory. Meghan herself envisioned something far bigger, a multimedia personal universe built around authenticity, resilience, womanhood, and yes, the truth, her truth. But Harry understood the inevitable fallout. Every project Meghan released seemed to place another wedge between him and the royal institution he still, despite everything, considered part of his identity. "Hollywood is waiting for this," Meghan told him, scrolling through emails on her tablet. "The appetite is huge. They want to hear about the challenges, the choices, the misconceptions. They want the real story." "They want drama," Harry replied quietly. She paused. "Sometimes our truth is dramatic, Harry." The royal reaction, before the show even exists. Even before Meghan's project was officially announced, whispers had already reached Kensington Palace and Clarence House. Palace aides hated surprises, especially Sussex-shaped ones, so they put out feelers, trying to decode Meghan's intentions before the headlines could. One aide reportedly muttered, "If Meghan is doing another autobiographical series, we're in for a 3-month migraine." Another, more senior figure, allegedly warned, "If Prince Harry is implicated again, this could undo months of quiet progress." For Harry, that phrase, quiet progress, stung. He had been rebuilding bridges, one conversation at a time. He knew Meghan didn't intend to blow anything up, but impact and intention rarely aligned in their world. Meghan's vision. Later that evening, Meghan laid out the concept for Harry in more detail. "It won't be a tell-all," she said. "It's about finding your voice. About living boldly. About showing women that reinvention isn't something to apologize for." Harry softened. "That sounds good, Meg, really. But you know how it will look to everyone else. I can't keep living based on what everyone else thinks, she said, voice lowering. I spent years trying to fit into a palace-shaped mold. I exhausted myself playing a role that was never meant for me. This, she tapped her notebook, is me taking my narrative back. Harry swallowed. She wasn't wrong. She had been criticized, dissected, judged far more than any Hollywood actress deserved. Far more than any royal in-law deserved. But the public never seemed to let up. I just worry, he admitted. Not about you. About us. Meghan took his hand. I'm not leaving you behind, she said softly. But this is something I need to do. And I need to know you're with me. The trouble brewing. The next morning, headlines exploded, even though no official announcement had been made. Someone had leaked. Someone always leaked. Meghan Markle plans solo project. Insiders say Prince Harry uneasy. New docudrama could reignite royal feuds. Harry braces for aftershock. Harry felt his stomach twist. He hadn't even had breakfast yet. Within hours, his phone buzzed with messages. Friends in the UK, charity partners, even a distant cousin sent polite, and not so polite, variations of, is this true? Should we be concerned? Should the king be concerned? Meghan remained calm, sipping her green juice as if nothing could shake her. This is the pre-buzz, she said. It means the audience is already engaged. Harry ran a hand through his hair. It means trouble. Not if we handle it right. He knew Meghan excelled at reinvention. She always found a way to turn crises into opportunities, headlines into momentum. But Harry feared what this particular wave of attention would cost. His relationships with his father and brother were fragile. His visits to the UK were tense at best. His role within the monarchy, though technically severed, still mattered to him emotionally. Every time Meghan stepped into the spotlight, he felt those threads pulling, thinning, threatening to snap. A crossroads, again. That night, as the house finally quieted, Harry stood alone on the balcony overlooking the Montecito Hills. The air smelled of eucalyptus and ocean wind. The sky glowed with the faintest trace of orange. Meghan joined him quietly. You're scared, she said, not accusing, just observing. I'm scared of losing more than I already have, Harry replied. Meghan leaned her head against his shoulder. Then let's not let it divide us, she whispered. Let's face whatever's coming, together. Harry wrapped an arm around her. He wasn't sure what storm her new project would bring. He wasn't sure how the royal family would respond, or how the media would weaponize every word. But he knew one thing with absolute certainty. When Meghan moved, the world noticed. And when the world noticed, trouble always followed. But so did opportunity, transformation, growth, and yes, love. For better or worse, they would navigate this next chapter the same way they had navigated every other, side by side, bracing for impact, daring to hope. Because trouble, Harry realized, wasn't always the end. Sometimes, it was the beginning of something bigger. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment and share.